OK, well, let's now go to Arsen Karatyan, who is the editor-in-chief of Armenian-Georgian platform Leak Media. He's also a former advisor to the Armenian Prime Minister. He joins us by Skype from Yerevan. Thank you very much for being on AlJazeera again. It was a targeted assault yesterday and now a ceasefire. There were obviously fears that this fighting would escalate even further. How confident are you, though, that this ceasefire is actually going to hold?
Well, I mean, it's not very clear yet what the terms of the ceasefire is going to be. It seems like the parties, that of the authorities of Karabakh, Nagorno Karabakh and Azerbaijan are meeting tomorrow in Yevlakh city in Azerbaijan. I think whatever the outcome of this meeting is, we will understand later. Our feeling here in Armenia is that there is no security, there is no stability that we can talk about unless we have some kind of a clear involvement of external parties that could secure this kind of a stability. At least, again, here in Yerevan, our feeling is that sooner or later, the people, Armenian people of Nagorno Karabakh, will have to be evacuated either to Armenia or outside of Azerbaijan, because you cannot force people to reintegrate the way Azerbaijan is trying to do. But these are things that remain to be seen in the next couple of days, starting tomorrow.
Well, do you think then that reintegration is a possibility at all, or is that completely off the table when it comes to negotiating tomorrow, do you think?
I think there should be a long process before we can talk about reintegration, if at all, because the people have no confidence. The wounds are very, very fresh. People have died, as you saw, even during the last day. The rhetoric from Baku and from Azerbaijan in general is humiliating in so many different ways. And our feeling is that this is not really a goodwill integration, but it's a forced reintegration that the Azerbaijanis will try to impose on people. My feeling is, at least the friends and families that I know in Karabakh and then I'm in touch with, I don't think people are going to be very confident living under Azerbaijani flag, under Azerbaijani rule, especially considering the problems that that country has. Now, your previous speaker was talking about social packages, financial packages. What about democracy? What about freedom of expression? What about identity issues? I mean, if we really want to talk about any form of integration and coexistence, whether it's within the Azerbaijani state or else, or with maybe some kind of a status of Nagorno-Karabakh, like it has been during the Soviet era, maybe there will be some kind of a possibility. But as of now, again, there should be a long process of dialogue and reconciliation if we are talking of any form of peace.
A long way to go, obviously, before we get to that. I want to talk about what it is like there on the ground now, because Azerbaijan has been telling civilians to evacuate the area through humanitarian corridors, but Armenian officials are saying they should shelter in place where they are. What's the situation like for those people there on the ground right now?
Well, from what we see from the photos and little footage that we have, some of the areas which have been attacked by Azerbaijan, and that is not too far from capital Stepanakert, Askeran, and parts of the northern Karabakh, Artsakh, the people have been evacuated by the Russians, it seems, and a lot of the people are at the airport, which is, again, not too far from Stepanakert. Nobody knows what this will turn into, where these people are going to be sheltered. There is basically, they've lost their homes. As you can imagine, there are a lot of elderly children and people who are basically in fear. Some of them are still hiding in shelters, little by little, probably coming out. But heavy shelling has stopped, at least at this point, and there is a major uncertainty on what the next moves are going to be.
OK, we'll have to leave it there, but we really do appreciate your time. That is Arsen Karatyan, former advisor to the Armenian Prime Minister. Thanks again for being on AlJazeera.
Thanks you for having me.